Do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you.
Hey everybody, this is Dr. Willie Jolley.
And this is Dee Jolley.
And we're the authors of the book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. 10 Secrets to Shape a Great Marriage. Hope you all are doing well. We want to say welcome to you, wherever you may be around the country, around the world. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are a part of our ongoing community, we want to say lots of love. Welcome, welcome, welcome again. And for those who are first-timers, we want to say welcome to you. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. And we ask you to do what we ask everyone to do. Share this. Don't keep us a secret. Tell people in your network, tell your friends, your family, your coworkers, and so forth about this Jolley Marriage Show. Could you do that for me? Thanks. I appreciate that. Beautiful Dee is here. Many of you asked where she was for a couple of weeks when we were talking to the men. She's back. Well, she wasn't anywhere. She was upstairs probably. But she is here. I was doing a men's only. For those who didn't see that, you can see that on our YouTube channel, Jolley Marriage Show. We want to encourage everybody to go to jollymarriage.com. Jollymarriage.com. Watch the TED Talk. It's absolutely free. The TED Talk is absolutely free. And it's available for any and everybody to take full advantage of it. How to never, ever argue again in marriage. We've been married for 40 years. Coming up, well, almost 40 years. Haven't had an argument in a long time. 38 years or so?
Yes.
Yeah. So we want to tell people we are not super smart or anything like that. We just
always agree with him.
Yeah, right. Okay. Anyway, that's, I don't want to be near you when the lightning bolts hit. Anyway, but we are grateful to be here. So let's talk about this topic.
And the topic is?
It's Christmas time almost. It's getting close to Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
And the topic is, what do you do when the wrapping shines, but the gift your spouse or significant other gives always misses the mark? What do you do? Well, this came to us as a result of, we always invite people to send letters.
A conversation. But give the topic again, please.
What do you do when the wrapping shines, but the gift always misses the mark?
So here's a little bit of the backstory. She always gets charms to go with her charm bracelet for special occasions. So there have been like 4 or 5 of them, but the charm bracelet was cheap. And the charms are cheap. This is what she says. What should I do? My immediate response was, it really is your fault.
Let's go.
Her husband gives her a charm bracelet to begin with. She doesn't say anything. Then he gives her another cheap charm the next year. This is what she's saying. And now she's like, I've had it up to here. It's her fault.
Why?
Because she didn't tell him from the beginning what she wanted or what was acceptable. Now, so of course, it comes down to communication. What is it? Sex, money, communication. One of those 3 things in a common thread is communication. It is her fault. So why do you think her husband keeps giving her cheap stuff?
You ran by that. Sex, money, communication, the 3 boulders for those who are first timers. The 3 boulders that we've learned to break up marriages.
So this is a major communication thing.
And it usually deals with communication.
So now she's like over the top. She's kind of like, I'm lost and I'm tired of him doing this. Why is he doing it? Now, we don't know any more of the backstory because this is something that we get.
info@williejolly.com if you got an issue or you want us to address your concern or your thing that's going on in your relationship. Okay, info @williejolly.com. Just send us a note.
So she didn't say she asked him to stop doing it. She's saying, I'm sick of getting these cheap gifts. He might not think they're cheap gifts. He might think she likes the gifts because it would appear she has not said anything, or maybe not said it in a way that he understands it. So if this comes down to communication, And then I always say you have to study your mate so you will know how to express what your wants and needs are. I don't think that she's done that.
But sometimes people get their feelings hurt when you tell them you don't want something that they.
I think it's how you go about doing it.
Okay, come on, tell me more.
Well, I've told you.
But give me more input into that, more detail.
Like what? What?
Okay, what happened? Well, let me just give y'all some insight. So my wife.
You're going to tell a story.
Yeah, I always tell stories because Jesus used parables to.
And you're going to be like Jesus right now?
I'm a model Jesus. That's what I try and do in my life. Model Jesus.
Yes.
With my temperament, my actions.
And the giving of your money to your wife?
Jesus was not married. So I don't know if there's a lesson in there or not. Anyway, my wife, when we got married, when we were dating.
That is true.
We dated for 4 years before we got married. And she made it perfectly clear to me about gifts. No, I don't want a gift.
We started dating in the fall, in September.
Right, in the fall time. And your birthday was coming up.
And that was after Black Caucus. That's when it really was. I remember that was in September. It was after Black Caucus and all of that. And my birthday was October.
Right.
And we had just started dating. So I said, please don't give me a gift.
And I said, what would you like for your birthday? No, please don't give me a gift.
Now here's why. Because I didn't know how long I didn't want to be beholden to you because you were going to buy me something.
Well, let's tell the truth. Tell the truth.
That is the truth.
The truth
I didn't want to be beholden.
No, to tell the truth was you didn't expect it to be long.
Well, that's the same thing. Okay, let me use another word. I did not think the relationship was so new, and I did not think that it would last. And I didn't want to be committed to you for anything. I wanted to be footloose and fancy free and able to come and go and not feel bad because you had bought me something and then I dumped you. How about that? Is that truth?
Truth.
Okay.
Truth.
Okay.
So I think I got you a card.
And you did.
And you were like, you don't need to give me a card, but I got her a card. And every birthday, she would have the same kind of story. Don't give me anything. Because she really didn't expect the second year, the third year. By the fourth year, she knew I wasn't disappearing, okay, anytime soon. By that time, I had been asking her since the second year, would she marry me? And she kept saying no. And then 100 times that year, 100 times the next year, will you marry me? No. You live with your mama. I've been married before. I don't want to do that. No. It was one thing after another. So I did finally convince her to get married. But when we got married in June, but at Christmas of that year, I'm saying, what would you like for Christmas? Would you like some perfume? No. I don't like perfume anybody else buys for me. I want to put it on my skin, see if I like it. I don't really like perfume.
And the smells change.
Right.
How it smells when you spray it in the air doesn't smell the same way on me. So no, I don't want any perfume. I
said, how about this? I couldn't imagine a charm bracelet. Oh, that would have been a disaster. But whatever I asked her, she would say no or.
So you know what that comes down to? That comes down to the Gary Chapman's part of the Gary Chapman's very popular book, The 5 Love Languages. Mm-hmm. Learning what it is that pleases your mate, your spouse, your significant other. Mm. So it would appear that things. So what love languages? What is it? Acts of service, right? Mm-hmm. Physical gifts,
quality time.
Mm-hmm. So obviously, if you are really listening, you would say the thing is not what's important to me.
To you.
To me.
That's right.
Now to this lady who is getting the charm, she says she doesn't want the cheap charm bracelet. It would suggest that she wants something, a physical thing, but has not communicated what that is.
And maybe she feels embarrassed to say to him, these cheap charm bracelets are not doing nothing for me.
Or maybe you don't have to say the cheap charm bracelet. Maybe you want to say, let's talk about the kinds of gifts we'd like to receive from each other. Okay?
Yeah.
So I've done a little bit of background. Let's go through a list so we can give people some tangible things to think about and to work with, and you can chime in.
Okay.
So first, we've identified that there's a communication problem.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't just start yesterday. Who knows? This might be their whole relationship. That they really don't know how to interact with each other to get the unsaid said, which is a thing that
Stephen Gaffney. Oh, that's don't blow by that. Take a moment. He says in his book, Honest Communication, that many people in relationships, business relationships, personal relationships, they don't say what they're thinking or what's bothering them. They hold it in, and then they leave the relationship. People will leave a job, and the boss said, "You were a great employee. Why do you leave?" And they finally tell him later. He said, "If I had just known, I could have fixed that." So getting the unsaid said.
So getting the unsaid said. Now that opens up a whole nother can. Getting the unsaid said. So how does it work? Well, I don't have the words, or I don't know how to articulate the fact that this pisses me off without saying it pisses me off, and then you're upset.
Then you're offended. Then they're offended.
Part of what we have to do is to learn to express our feelings. And I think there needs to be a whole class, a whole just about that in general, because how Pastor talks about.
Who is Pastor?
Pastor John K. Jenkins, who is pastor of First Baptist Church of Glen Arden in Temple Hills, Maryland. Upper Marlboro, where we go, who talks about SBI, situation, behavior, impact. So perhaps we need the kind of formula, because you don't know where to start. Oh, so you say, you have to start with, it's about you. You can't talk about them. It's about you. So what's the situation?
That the situation is that
so the parameters are, now I'm being forced because the charm bracelet, cheap charm bracelet, charms that piss me off. Now I am forced to have to talk to you, or else it's not going to change.
Right.
I'm going to keep getting these cheap charm bracelets. And as I said at the very beginning, it's your fault. Because you have not wanted to deal with the uncomfortableness of trying to figure out how to communicate with your mate. This is how I'm feeling. And I am not saying that that's easy, because I had to learn how to do that. So we're now into being able to express our feelings. So now when you're pissed off, you hollering, you hot, you mad, but in a calm, pick a calm time. It might be calm for you. It might not, pick what you think is a calm time, and said to talk about how you feel. So you're going to use I statements.
Okay, use I statements.
The letter I.
Me.
Yes, Willie Jolley.
I'm clarifying. LQC. Listen, question, clarify. So I'm LQCing, which is what we tell people to do. Go ahead.
Okay. So you're going to focus on how you're feeling. What's the situation? When I receive the gifts of the charms and the charm bracelets, I start to feel undervalued. What are you talking about?
I took a long time picking them out, going to the store.
It's my fault, because I never really told you that I really don't care for charm bracelets.
Oh, no, let me throw a monkey wrench at you.
What?
Think if the wife actually likes charm bracelets, but they're like cheap charm bracelets.
Oh,
okay. Now, what do you do then?
I really like charm bracelets, but the kind that you get, and I feel so bad even saying it to you, because you probably took a lot of time to pick out.
That's good. That's good.
So perhaps we could do something together. We could experience a shopping thing together. Give you some options.
Yeah, that's good. Now let me
And
tell
then you can come back and surprise me later.
Yeah, you know, my wife,
Which is really what we
have done for years. I have not given my wife a present that surprised her, except on her 50th birthday. I gave her a black full-length mint coat. Other than that, that's it. I always say, what do you want? Let's talk about it, because she has made it perfectly clear.
Oh, you did surprise me when we went to Paris. In Paris.
Surprising with Paris. Paris and the mint coat. But regular gifts, kiss Christmas? Nah. I say, what is it that you want? And sometimes we go look at it together. She tells me what it is, what quality it is, so I know exactly.
Well, but see, also you're at a point where I'm not the kind of person who wants
things. Gifts is not what turns
I want experiences, and I want time together.
Yes.
So it's very important, and that's something that we have worked through over the years. So it's not a big deal for me to get all of this stuff. You throw the wrapping paper away. You don't know where the thing is in the next couple of months or whatever. Or like the mink coat, which was what, 30 or some years old now, right?
No, it's not that old. But anyway, you try and make yourself old.
But it falls apart and everything.
She makes it sound like she's 100 years old. Anyway,
So you want to avoid accusations, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to accuse, and be thankful, be kind, and say, could we pick some items out together that you might like, so that I've identified what you like, and then vice versa.
So one more story. My wife has another piece to this whole Christmas thing. She's somewhat of a Grinch. Somewhat of a Grinch. Why don't we wait till after Christmas to buy gifts? It's a lot cheaper. Every year I go through this same rigmarole. She knows I'm a big open presents on Christmas morning.
Yeah. You have to add, he doesn't care how much it costs. I mean, so this is not an issue that the gift is cheap. Nope. It's just something under the tree that he has to.
I gotta have something. It doesn't have to be expensive.
That part of his brain, I don't get.
That's part of my youth reliving. When I wake up on Christmas morning and run down the steps and tear off and I like that childhood enthusiasm.
I never had that.
I know, because you were.
And I would sleep through. My brother would wake me up and say, "Come downstairs and see what's under the tree." That's just not a part of my personality.
But that's part of my. So anyway, so she would be the Grinch. Oh, wait till after Christmas, you can get your stuff free cheaper. And I said, I want something. But here's what I have learned I have to do. I have to tell her what I want.
Give me options.
I give you options. Here's a list. Things very specific.
Very specific. And sometimes it's like, 3 or 4 options and the budget.
Yeah, and we keep it. Look,
and that's what
we do not go.
We agree as to what the budget is going to be for each of us, and how much we're going to spend on.
Let's take a moment just to aside. Let's just take a little detour here, folks. Please stop going into massive debt for Christmas that takes you all year long to pay it off on your credit card. Don't do that.
You know what? The marketing is so enticing. It's an emotional marketing that says, because it started before Thanksgiving, right?
Yes.
And it's fun. They're smiling. They're dancing. And the credit card companies say, here's an offer.
Right.
You get a whole year to pay. So you're so tempted, but they don't have your best interest at heart. If you cannot pay off that whole thing within less than 30 days, they have won.
Right. That's right.
And when you use the card as opposed to going with cash, you don't really know how much you spent. Now, here's something that Sharon Weinstein said.
We had lunch with her and her husband.
She and her husband are going to be on next year.
They've been married 54
years.
54 years, yeah.
And she said, we were talking about the different kinds of scams out there and how the credit card companies call and say. She said that one said, "Well, you're running a balance and we can up your balance." She said, "No, I'm not, because I never have a balance on my credit card." And she said, because you know why? Because every time I buy something on my credit card, I come home, I go online, and I pay for it right then. What a great way to do it. I hadn't thought about it quite like that. Okay, I'll pay it off.
What we do is
within the 30-day
what we
window,
do
but
is
she
we
does
automated.
immediately.
I automated mine years ago. Pay off the.
I didn't see mine. I don't automate. I go in.
It's automated. I don't even think of it. It pays the balance. I'll get the statement. I might review that, but it's all paid. And if I have it, then I'll call them and say that we got a problem. But I don't want to be using my memory to remember that I get a late fee. No late fees. No paying any interest. I don't believe in paying interest. Okay, anyway, let's go back to this. Now we pull it back from that detour. Okay, so you got a few more points about this. Okay, this.
You can say, well, why don't we put together a wish list, which is really
what we did.
Give me some suggestions, right?
Yeah.
You could try going out and looking at things together.
Yes.
I also said, as we view, to study your mate so you have an idea as to what they want. And I'm anal. So I know that's different, but I want to know specifically what it is that you want that falls within the budget, because I'm likely to go get you a McDonald's gift card so you can get your annual hamburger. And I would be so happy.
I do like those French fries. They're good. Okay. Anyway.
You can set a budget together, which is what we do.
Yes.
Okay.
We do.
And you can't go over the budget.
We don't usually go over the budget. No.
You can shop together too.
That's what we do often.
Oh, we just.
I mean, by shop together, go out and you'll now occasionally. Oh, I did give you one other surprise: the bike with the 3 wheels. Cause one of our friends said she was with D&D. Said, "Oh, what a great little bike for adults. Oh, it would be so nice."
Because I don't ride.
She don't ride a 2-wheel bike.
So I have a 3-wheeler that I pull out.
Not
when we travel, because it can be cumbersome, but I can ride around here to the park, and that works. Okay.
So.
Okay.
And that was a tip from a friend, so I had an idea.
For an observation. That's like studying.
Because y'all were walking somewhere, we were at the beach, and you mentioned it to her.
Right.
And then
it is important that you show your mate appreciation, that at least they thought about buying you something.
Yes.
That's very important.
Yes.
And maybe if you studied your mate enough, you would know, well, maybe that is all that they could afford. So then if that is the case, then how you would approach it, how you would approach this is an awful gift would still be different. Right?
That's where a little bit of class and having some kindness. If it's like Jesus talked about the woman who gave the mite. She gave 2 mites in the offering.
She gave the best she had.
She gave all she had, versus somebody who had millions of dollars and gave $100. She gave percentage-wise. So if they're giving their best in their effort to make you happy, then be appreciative, which is the next thing you're talking about. Okay.
What I just said, to appreciate the effort. Again, it comes down to you really have to know your mate.
Yes.
And how do you acknowledge appreciation? And that the emotional impact it had on you, that he was willing to go, or that she was willing to go the extra mile to do this. But staying away from being in debt. Okay?
Yep.
Staying away from being in debt. And then, you can lead by example.
What does that mean?
Do it first. Do it first in terms of giving. Look, you initiate.
Oh, hey, I want to give you a gift, but I want
to start preparing for Christmas.
Yeah, but I want to give you a gift that really speaks to you.
And I've already set aside X amount of money. Whatever that is, $100, $200. Why don't you go with me and pick out some options that either one of these 3 to 5 things would be great, because it's still a surprise because you don't know which one of those things you're going to get, right?
Right.
That's a thoughtful thing to do.
I think that's a good idea. Say, I'm going to give you a gift this year that you like. I know sometimes you might not like exactly what I give. I don't know unless we talk about it.
Right.
Okay. So I want to talk about what it is you want. So kind of lead. It's like priming the pump. And then say, now let's do the same after you've done it. Oh, what do you want? What kind?
So that is lead by example.
Keep
I
it
like
going.
that. Prime the pump. You can prime the pump by you doing it first.
Right. Right.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you say afterwards to them, well, maybe we should talk about it. And then you say, the charm bracelet you give me, thank you so much. But I have one in mind. I have one specifically in mind. I remember dating a girl when I was in college. And the hot gift was a Nefertiti.
What is that?
Like a thing you put on a gold chain with the head of the Nefertiti.
Is that the Egyptian goddess?
Yeah, not a goddess, the head of the Cleopatra or something.
Oh. Well, Nefertiti isn't Cleopatra, sweetie.
Well, one of them. Anyway, it was a popular thing then. And she made it clear that was something she had an interest in.
So she told you what she wanted.
Yeah, I knew that was something she wanted. Okay. And so I worked it out to get it, and she was happy. But I've learned over the years how important it is to have those conversations. And then.
So you got it for her?
I did.
You didn't break the bank?
No. I got it. I went and got it I didn't get it off the street neither.
You didn't barter for it? You didn't send you something else?
No, I paid for it. It wasn't that much. I don't remember what it was. But that was a lesson there for me that it makes people happy to get what they want, not what I want to give them. Just
yes. Okay. And sometimes that's a problem. I'm going to give somebody X. Do they want X?
Right. They want Y. Okay.
It has made you happy because that's what you wanted to give them. But did they want that? And will it make them happy?
Right. So, folks, these are the points we want to talk about because this is, and whoever sent that letter, we want to say, I hope this answers your question. Communication. Talk to your spouse now, before Christmas, and let's talk about it. Go through these things we've recommended. So there will be.
So you have to build up the courage too.
Yeah. Because now, what happens? They got a person who's very sensitive and their feelings get hurt easy, or they can be volcanic.
If you don't want to have to deal with that, and you don't even want to try to figure it out, then you just got to keep your mouth shut.
Just take that gift and be done with it.
Yeah, just suck it up.
Suck it up.
You don't want to.
If you're not willing to have the conversation,
if you're not willing to work at it.
That's right.
Which would help
the relationship
overall. Then
just suck it up and get what you get.
You're right.
Yeah. Right. All right. So we don't recommend that. We recommend what we just told you. All right. A couple of things before we leave. I am actually going to Atlanta this week to get an honor to speak at the John Hope.
Receive an honor?
To receive an honor, along with my friend Les Brown and my friend George Frazier. Dr. George Frazier, myself, and Les Brown will get the Titans of Public Speaking Award from the John Hope Bryan and the Hope Forum,
Operations Hope Foundation.
Or Forum, whatever. Lots of great speakers there. T.D. Jakes is supposed to be there, but I don't know his health won't allow. But the chairman of Roger Goodell from NFL, Adam Silver from NBA, the CEO of Delta, the CEO of iHeart. It's a big event and a big deal, and I'm very honored.
And what is the Hope? What is Operation Hope?
That Operation Hope is an organization founded by John Hope Bryant that is focused on helping people to become financially literate and to improve their financial credit score.
To improve the credit score.
So they get a home.
And then to buy a home.
That's right.
And then to be financially independent.
That's right. So it's a fantastic.
Excellent operation. And they have Hope branches in banks. And there are Hope branches to help individuals learn what their credit score is, how to improve their credit score, how to get ready to buy a home. And they're in Truist banks.
That's right. Oh, they're in all sorts of things. They're Truist, which is one of my sponsors for
Well,
my
I
XM show.
focus on Truist because
Yeah.
Truist is a sponsor of your
And they're my
XM
dear,
show.
not only sponsors, they're my partners. We love Truist and the impact they've had on my XM show, my podcast. Hope you all want to listen to my podcast and listen to my XM show. Saturdays at 4 o'clock, channel 141. Repeats Tuesdays and Thursdays, 6 o'clock, channel 141. Okay. What else? If you have issues in your relationship, go to jollymarriage.com/events to get the marriage repairs or relationship repair series. It's 5 parts that will help you as well as your spouse. Go to jollymarriage.com, get 2 copies of the book. Get 2 copies, one for each of you. Read it together. Great Christmas gift. This is a great Christmas gift for people who you love. Get them. People are buying them right now in stacks of 5 and 10 to give away. We'll sign them. All right. So do that right now so we can get them to you. And then we will look to see you next week. God willing, the creek don't rise. Have a great week on purpose. And remember, for sure, your best is yet to come. See you, Gladys. Thank you, Greg and Linda Kazera. I know you're watching, and all the other Gladys Pemberton and all the others. Here we go.
Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you.